Hey, thanks for joining me on this video. I'm Malika Bowling, and in case you're not familiar with me and my work, in addition to being a blogger and Instagrammer and influencer, whatever label you want to give me, I'm also a published author. I wrote the book Food Lover's Guide to Atlanta and Culinary Atlanta, so 2 food guidebooks. And I love Atlanta. I've lived here since 1985, so I'm super familiar with the city. Love going out and exploring all there is to do here. So today we're going to talk about some of the best restaurants in Alpharetta, and stay tuned until the very end when I tell you where I got this lovely key lime tart dessert. It was outstanding. Whether you like beer or not, you should definitely head to Barley Garden in Avalon. Not only do they have a fantastic rooftop patio, but they have a changing selection of 60 beers on draft. They have great sandwiches and gourmet hot dogs and even some outstanding cocktails that you should definitely try. Okay, you guys, this is one of those sandwiches that I was talking about. This is the shaved ribeye sandwich. You can barely see the meat in there, but trust me, it's in there and it is phenomenal. You can see the cheese, there's arugula, and there's fried onions on top. It's really hearty and good for sharing too. You don't have to consume one by yourself. You can just order a bunch of things. Maybe you order a sandwich and a hot dog and some beers and enjoy the patio. Secreto Kitchen is on the north end in Alpharetta. It's way up there. I'll be honest with you. It's exit 11 off 400 Windward Parkway, but it is worth the drive, especially if you just go and get this fried chicken. I'm not normally a fried chicken kind of person at fancy restaurants, but I love that this one is sliced thin and it's got this delicious like jalapeno gravy that is slathered on top. So good, not low in calories, but fantastic. Now, we had several dishes when I was at Secreto Kitchen in Alpharetta, but I really wanted to show the picture of this cake. This is actually a carrot cake that is Chef Boyd's, I believe it's his grandmother's recipe. I begged him to give it to me. He wouldn't give it to me, but I get that every time I go to Secreto Kitchen. It's so delicious. Have you heard of Village Tavern in Alpharetta? This is the restaurant where you go to if you've got a first date and you don't know what that person eats, or if you've got a big group of people and some picky eaters. They've got lots of gluten-free items, salads, soups, pizzas, steaks, burgers. Their meatloaf is really top-notch, outstanding. And they've got a great lunch menu too. It's a perfect spot for a business meeting as well. Yum, just look at that tuna that you can have at Village Tavern. It's just one of the lovely appetizers that they have there. The menu is huge, by the way. When you dine at Village Tavern, maybe you don't want to have the filet marsala or the scallops and grouper dish. Maybe that's a little bit too fancy for you. Maybe you want something simple like a burger. Well, here you go. This is their pimento cheeseburger topped with bacon. That was one of my favorite things that I had there, to be honest. I think I mentioned that their meatloaf is outstanding too, if you like meat dishes. And even their pizza is made with 00 flour, which is the highest quality flour. Oh my, how good does that dessert look? That is the butter cake that you can get at Village Tavern. And look at all those strawberries and blueberries around it. So that totally counts as one of your servings of fruit for the day, right? Okay, if you like tapas, then you need to head to Maid Kitchen and Cocktails in Alpharetta. They do an outstanding job. They have such a good variety. They have a huge menu of different tapas. They do have paella, if you like that, but lots of veggie options for meat lovers, and of course, craft cocktails that you shouldn't miss out on. And this is the main dining area. These are some lovely wood grilled artichokes that we had when I visited Maid Kitchen and Cocktails in Alpharetta. And it looks like there's a heavy sauce to it, but the sauce is actually light and complements it quite well. So I would highly recommend that you get the wood grilled artichokes when you go to Maid Kitchen. So pictured here are the salted cod fritters at Maid Kitchen and Cocktails. And what I loved about these is that they stayed crispy the entire time we were eating them. They didn't get that kind of mushy feeling that you sometimes get. There's so many other dishes we had, shrimp, scallops, several meat dishes. Can't show them all, but I'll link to my post below. And this is a great stop before you see a concert at Ameris Bank in Alpharetta. So can you guess what these are? No? Well, they're pork cheeks, and they were so soft and tender. But I bet you definitely can't guess what those curly fried things are on top. They are parsnip chips. Oh my gosh, and they complemented it so well. It just went so perfectly together. So don't miss out on that if you dine at Maid Kitchen and Cocktails in Alpharetta. I don't know about you, but I never met a burger I didn't like. Okay, well, that's not true. There's certain toppings that I don't like on burgers, like blue cheese, olives, things like that. But this burger from Salt Factory was amazing. They have terrific burgers. What else do they have? The pizzas. So they have like a variety of pricing too, and they have full-on entrees as well. So I love Salt Factory Pub. It's me. This is the one of their champagne cocktails that they have at Salt Factory Pub. And I didn't mention before, but they do have other locations besides Alpharetta in Atlanta. So they have one in Roswell, and then there's also one in Woodstock too. So and the menus are very similar, almost exactly the same. But I love to get their burgers and fries. But they do have a good beer selection and whiskey selection too. These are the lettuce wraps at Salt Factory Pub. I'm not usually a big fan of those, but these were really outstanding, especially if you're dining with people who are doing the low carb, and I don't know, maybe it fits into the keto diet somehow. I'm not exactly sure, but you don't miss out on any of the taste for sure if you get the lettuce wraps at Salt Factory. Okay, now this is my most favorite dish to get when I go to Salt Factory Pub. Love the burgers, love the beer. Love the beer, love the pizza. But this is the London broil, which you don't see that very, very often on menus. It's so soft and tender. Can't go wrong with those onion rings. But the thing I want to point out is they have a special relationship with a beef purveyor out of Chicago. So they get the best cuts of meat. So you definitely want to try this when you go to Salt Factory Pub. Now, so far I've been talking mostly about dinner restaurants. I think some of these other places might serve brunch too, but I had a fantastic brunch when I went to South Main Kitchen. I have been there one other time for lunch, but I really like brunch places that you can just walk into. You don't have to have this long wait. You don't have to make a reservation. It might be more popular now and you have to, but really, really outstanding meal there. Okay, I know I just said brunch, and salad is not the first thing that comes to mind when you think of brunch, but they do have a lot of their regular menu items at brunch too, at South Main Kitchen in Alpharetta. So I just saw this salad with peaches on it. It just sounded so perfect for the summer day that I just went ahead and ordered it, and it was lovely. Now, isn't this restaurant pretty? This is E.M. Bop in Alpharetta. And I was asking the owners when I went there, I said, well, what is E.M. Bop? What does that stand for? And they said, it's sort of like a play, I guess, on the Korean pop music. And they said it's everything more bop. And when you kind of get into the food, you kind of understand it more because that's just, their food is just kind of over the top too. It's delicious, as you'll see in a moment. These are the KFC wings at E.M. Bop in Alpharetta, and KFC does not stand for Kentucky Fried Chicken. It stands for Korean Fried Chicken wings, and I loved them. They were just really meaty, and there's a nice yummy sauce that they serve with it. So the perfect appetizer is the Korean fried wings at E.M. Bop. Now, pictured here are more of the traditional Korean dishes. You've got the Korean barbecue there on the right and the bibimbap bowl as well. So you can definitely get more of the traditional dishes at E.M. Bop, but also some of the things that are more fusion related. And again, I'll link to my full post where you can see some of the other things that I tried when I went to this lovely Alpharetta restaurant. What is that lovely dish that I'm enjoying? It looks like kind of a mess, but it's just so worth it. It's at Carson Kitchen, and it is the bacon jam. Carson Kitchen originated in Las Vegas, but we're lucky that in Atlanta, Alpharetta area, that we have one. And that bacon jam is covered in a huge slab of Havarti cheese. So indulgent, but so worth the calories. So here are some more dishes that you can find on the menu at Carson Kitchen in Alpharetta. This is on the left is the watermelon salad with feta. You can see the cucumbers in there. Definitely not a small portion. Good for like probably 2 or 3 people to share. And on the right is their salmon entree. Again, that was just cooked perfectly, very tender. That's a great option to go with the salad. And here's what I'll leave you with from Carson Kitchen. On the left there is the chicken skins, and what they do is they give you a little honey that you can dip it in. And but you know, here's the secret: you need to order the bacon jam, and you dip those chicken skins in the bacon jam. That is just it's the perfect bite. And then on the right is the donut bread pudding. I know I always say don't skip dessert, but like really don't skip dessert when you go to Carson Kitchen. And definitely get this donut bread pudding. Okay, I truly did save the best for last. This is my favorite restaurant in Alpharetta. This is Lapeer Seafood Market. And pictured here is the lobster pasta dish. And that's just not something that I would normally order, but it was calling my name that night that I went there, and it was phenomenal. I ate out all the lobster pieces, but I still took the pasta home to have for lunch the next day. It was that good. If you can't tell by now, I love to try signature cocktails at restaurants when I visit. And this one was very unique as well at Lapeer in Alpharetta. So this is the Channel Orange, and it gets the orange color because it's made with carrots. The main liquor is rum, but it does have nutmeg, and it was just a nice fall kind of feeling drink. And then on the right is just a picture of the inside of Lapeer in Alpharetta when you walk in. Pretty, huh? Okay, I definitely had to try this other cocktail when I saw it on the menu at Lapeer. This is their twist on a margarita, but it has a Pinot Noir salt. So pretty. All their drinks are pretty there at Lapeer. And then on the right are their oysters. They have a rotating selection of oysters, but what was really cool is they make their hot sauce in-house, and it was lovely. So if you like oysters, you got to try them at Lapeer. Of course, while they do focus on seafood at Lapeer in Alpharetta, that doesn't mean they don't have any meat dishes. This is a steak that was on the menu, and I'm not sure exactly what the side is there, but it definitely has an Asian flair to many of the dishes. So if you do enjoy that, you will enjoy Lapeer in Alpharetta. Yay, you made it till the end. Thanks for sticking with me all the way. And I wanted to leave you on a sweet note. So as I promised, this is the key lime mousse tart that you can find at Lapeer Seafood Market in Alpharetta. I hope you found this video useful. And if you have, please comment and share it with your friends. And if you do go to any of the restaurants that I mentioned, please come back and let me know how it is in the comments. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.